You are not broken. Your body is not toxic. And you definitely do not need a 60-pound jade egg to heal your energy. But that's exactly what the wellness industry want you to believe. They've built a £4 trillion empire selling solutions to problems that we didn't even know we had until they told us that we did. From detox teas to gut resets to vaginal steaming and celery juice cures, we're bombarded with shiny, sciencey sounding products that promise to fix everything from bloating to burnout. And honestly, I've bought into a few of them myself. I spent 25 quid for a tea that did nothing but send me to the toilet all day. Yeah, that happened. In this video, I'm breaking down the biggest lies the wellness industry is feeding us, especially us women, and how those lies are quietly draining our wallets and our confidence. Because real wellness is not something you buy, and definitely not something that you get from a detox tea. Let's start with the basics. What even is the wellness industry? It's not just green juice and yoga mats anymore. The wellness industry covers everything from supplements, detox teas and superfoods, to vaginal steaming kits, clean beauty serums, sleep sprays, gut health powders, fertility tracking apps, and even moon-charged water. If it promises to make you healthier, happier, thinner, calmer, more radiant, or less bloated, and you have to pay for it, chances are is part of the wellness industry. Globally, the wellness industry is worth over £4 trillion. That's more than the pharmaceutical industry, and a huge chunk of that is aimed directly at women. But it's less about actual health and more about profit. These companies aren't necessarily trying to heal you. They're trying to make you a repeat customer, which means you can't just feel okay. You have to feel not quite good enough, so you keep buying more. So how did this industry get so huge and why now? Well, after the 2008 financial crash, a lot of us were burnt out, anxious, and looking for control over our finances, our bodies, our lives. At the same time, trust in big institutions like governments and even healthcare started to drop. That's when social media really took off and influencers stepped in to fill that gap. Suddenly, wellness wasn't just something that you did. It was something you wore, posted, and bought. As Rena Raphael says in The Gospel of Wellness, it became the aspirational lifestyle for women, marketed as empowerment, but often rooted in insecurity. It wasn't just about health anymore. It became about perfection. And that's where things started to get expensive. There's a reason 90% of the industry's money comes from women, and it's not empowerment. From a young age, we're taught to monitor, shrink, smooth, cleanse, correct, and fix ourselves, our skin, our weight, our moods, our hormones, and even our appetites. And the wellness industry knows exactly how to tap into that. They don't just sell products, they sell promises. Promises that sound like empowerment, but are really rooted in fear. You'll see phrases like balance your hormones or take control of your health. But what they're really saying is you're not enough the way that you are. According to a recent BMJ article, wellness brands are increasingly using feminist language. Things like take charge of your body to disguise unproven health products, and we eat it up because it feels like self-care. And I get it because I've been there. After my breakup, I was exhausted, anxious, and spiraling. And suddenly my feed was flooded with ads for hormone-balancing teas, gut resets, adrenal fatigue products, all targeted at women in their 30s and 40s. It felt like the algorithm knew I was vulnerable. And spoiler alert, it did. These companies know exactly when to show up. When you're stressed, burnt out, bloated, or just looking for something to make you feel in control. But real empowerment, it doesn't come from a £50 supplement or a divine feminine detox kit. It comes from understanding your body and your worth without needing to buy into the nonsense. This is the part the wellness industry doesn't want you to add up. Between the UK and the US, women are spending over $40 billion a year on supplements and wellness products, and that number keeps growing. But here's the kicker. Most of it is based on hope, not evidence. A peer-reviewed article in 2015 looked at detox diets and supplements and found zero clinical proof they actually remove toxins or improve your health in any meaningful way. In other words, no compelling evidence supports the use of detox diets for toxin elimination or sustainable weight loss. And yet, we still buy them. Why? Because we're not just buying the products. We're buying the promise. We're buying the feeling of control, the hope that we'll feel better, the idea that maybe this is the thing that will finally fix that bloating or anxiety or fatigue. But most of these products are built around what researchers call nutri-booster narratives, exaggerated claims about gut health, hormone balance, or energy boosts with little or no peer-reviewed evidence to back them up. And they're expensive. That 300 quid that you just dropped on a wellness reset, that could have gone into your ICE, cleared a credit card, or funded a weekend away that actually made you feel better. And if you've ever looked back at your bank statement thinking, how did I spend that much on wellness stuff that didn't even work? I've created a free wellness spending checklist you can download below. It'll help you pause before buying, spot red flags, and start spending on things that actually make a difference. Totally free, just grab it from the link. And here's where it gets sneaky. It's rarely just one big spend. It's 30 quid here, 60 quid there, a new magnesium blend, a gut powder I saw on Instagram, a subscription box with mushroom extracts. It's low level, constant, and it adds up fast. One Harvard economist calls this soft spend creep, a quiet financial drain that feels justified in the moment but compounds over time. And worse, it delays real progress. You're exhausted. The ad says it's your adrenals, so you buy powders instead of seeing your GP. You're bloated, must be hormone imbalance. Just spend £129 on a home test kit. No diagnosis required. But the truth is, you're not failing. The product was never designed to work. It's designed to keep you buying. So by now, you might be thinking, but I'm not stupid. I know better. And honestly, you're right. You do know better. But the wellness industry doesn't prey on stupidity. It preys on insecurity. And women, we've been trained from day one to believe that our bodies are problems to solve. We're told that aging, bloating, tiredness, hormonal shifts, all the completely normal things our bodies do are signs that we're broken, and then we're sold the solution. Feel bloated? Buy this gut powder. Feeling low? Try this hormone-balancing tea. Tired? Probably need a detox. Here's a juice cleanse. It's the same formula every time. Create shame and sell the fix. And the language they use is so clever. Words like toxins, clean, reset, balance, ancient secrets. They sound scientific, but they're not. They're just vague enough to sound smart and just scary enough to make you feel like you need to act. It's Goop-style pseudoscience wrapped in empowerment. They don't want you to know that your liver already detoxes your body. You don't need a tea for that. Your vagina is self-cleaning. Please do not steam it. And that celery juice is just celery juice. It's not a cure for chronic illness. No matter how convincing the Instagram reel is, there's no magic herb or moon charge supplement that's going to solve your problems overnight. But that's the point. Wellness isn't sold as science. It's sold as hope. And hope is very, very profitable. All right, let's break down some of the biggest offenders, the ones that we've all seen and maybe even tried. Let's start with detox teas. They promise to cleanse your system, flatten your tummy, boost your metabolism, all while tasting like fancy mint leaves. But here's what they don't tell you. Most detox teas are laxatives in disguise. In a 2015 review in the Journal of Human Nutrition and Dietetics, found no evidence that detox teas remove toxins or lead to real lasting weight loss. What you're losing is water weight and possibly electrolytes, not toxins. And sure, you'll feel lighter until you're dehydrated, cranky, and back where you started. And let's be honest, if your body really needed detoxing, you'd be in a hospital, not Instagram. Next up, vaginal steaming.
I did a yoni steam, which
steam.
I'm gonna buy you guys all yoni steams.
I don't want my vagina to go through
No, It's so good for your vagina. You put like roses and stuff and you're like steaming your vagina with roses. Like, what is more luxurious?
Yes, that's the thing. And no, it doesn't do what the wellness blogs claim. Proponents say that it cleanses your uterus, balances hormones, and reconnects you with your femininity. What it can actually do is burn your vulva. A published medical case report in 2019 documented a woman who had suffered second-degree burns from vaginal steaming. Doctors have made this very clear. There is no proven medical benefit, and your vagina is self-cleaning by design. This is not ancient wisdom. It's modern marketing with serious risks. And then there's celery juice. This one exploded thanks to the medical medium, a man who claims to receive health advice from ghosts. Not a doctor, not a dietitian, not even pretending to be one. Celery juice is hydrating. It contains some vitamins and antioxidants, but the wild claims that it cures chronic illness, heals your gut, eliminates toxins are completely unfounded. The BBC interviewed multiple nutritional experts who all confirmed there's no scientific evidence for those claims. No, it's just celery blended. Now, let's talk about hormone balancing supplements. One of the fastest growing trends aimed at women over 30. They're everywhere. Powders, tinctures, pills, all claiming to reset or rebalance your hormones. But unless you've had proper medical diagnosis, there is no supplement that can balance your hormones. That's not how hormones work. Most of these blends use vague ingredients like adaptogens or maca powder and rely on fear-based messaging around perimenopause, fatigue, or weight gain. It's not medicine, it's marketing. And it's expensive. Now, this one's been around for a while, but it keeps making a comeback, especially in wellness plans targeting midlife women. Alkaline water, alkaline meal plans, and supplements all claim to neutralize your acidity and help with the energy, weight, or disease prevention. But here's the thing, your body already regulates its pH perfectly well on its own. Unless you have a serious medical condition, your blood stays at a tightly controlled pH, and food does not change that. The idea that a glass of lemon water or an alkaline supplement can reset your internal chemistry is just science fiction. So are these trends harmful or just a bit silly? Actually, they can be dangerous, and not just physically. Detox teas can cause dehydration, electrolyte imbalances, and disrupt digestion. Vaginal steaming can lead to burns, infection, and damage to sensitive tissue. Hormone supplements can delay real medical treatment while straining your wallet. Alkaline diets can lead to unbalanced eating habits and health anxiety. And celery juice is harmless for the most part, unless it makes you delay seeing a doctor or spend £100 a month believing it's a miracle cure. And mentally, these trends create shame, confusion, and dependency. And they make you believe that your body constantly needs fixing. And worst of all, they distract you from real self-care, from rest, from nutritious food, from proper science-based medical advice. Once you see these red flags, you'll never unsee them. Number 1, miracle claims. If a product says it can cure everything from fatigue to fertility to bloating, run. Real medicine is specific. Scams are vague and overpromising. Red flag number 2, ancient wisdom meets fake science. Watch out for phrases like used for centuries by healers, followed by words like toxins, gut reset, or hormone balancing, with zero scientific explanation. Just because it's ancient doesn't mean it's effective, and just because it sounds scientific doesn't mean it is. Number 3, no clinical trials or peer-reviewed evidence. Legit health products usually link to studies. Scams link to testimonials. If the only proof is somebody on Instagram saying that after 1 week they felt amazing, that's not science, that's sales. And number 4, it's the lifestyle, but feels like a trap. If a product comes with a community, a journal, a tracker, and a subscription box, but you feel worse if you don't buy it next month. That's not self-care, that's manipulation. In short, if it promises a miracle, sounds like a TED Talk, but smells like snake oil, and costs more than your weekly food shop, it's probably not the answer. So if all of that doesn't work, what does? Now, here's the not so sexy truth. Real wellness isn't trending. It's just basic habits done consistently. Sleep, movement, hydration, whole foods, and managing stress and looking after your mental health. Boring? Yes, but it's absolutely effective. And it's usually cheap or free. You don't need a fancy kit to reset your gut. You probably need more fiber and less scrolling. You don't need to balance your energy with a plant extract. Maybe you just need a walk, a good cry, a laugh with a friend, or an early night. And sometimes real wellness is saying no to burnout, asking for help, journaling instead of doom scrolling, or choosing therapy over another supplement. It's not glamorous. It won't fit into a $39.99 subscription box, but it works. So where does that leave us? How do you take care of yourself without falling into the trap of overpriced powders, fake science, and guilt-wrapped marketing? Here's the question I now ask before I spend anything on wellness. Is this treating the root cause, or is it selling me temporary relief? Because a lot of what's marketed to us isn't about healing. It's about soothing discomfort just enough to keep us coming back for more. The wellness industry sells us doubt in a pretty package with soft lighting and pastel fonts. But you already have what you need. A body that's working hard for you. A brain that's smart enough to question the hype. And the power to make choices that serve both your health and your wealth. You don't need to fix yourself. You just need the facts and a little bit of clarity. And if you want a little help cutting through the BS before your next scroll through wellness TikTok, don't forget to grab your free smart wellness spending checklist below. You're not broken. You're not too much or not enough. You're just living in a world that profits when you doubt yourself, but you get to opt out. You get to decide what real wellness looks like, and it doesn't have to cost your confidence, your peace of mind, or your future wealth. You already have everything you need to take care of yourself in ways that actually work. So take your power back, spend with intention, and never forget you are the expert on your own body, your own life, and your own worth.